You know, guys, one of these days. Oh, here it is. Welcome to One Take Podcast, episode 168, our yearly Academy Awards show edition. We normally do this the night of. All of y'all are haters. Y'all couldn't do the thing the night of. Just calling you out on the podcast.
Hey man, T said he couldn't do it. I could have been here.
I
All
was
right.
I was traveling. I'm sorry. I had to be.
Let me
Houston for
take
my
this
brother's
moment to
birthday.
throw Tej under the bus to avoid being hit by said bus.
Meanwhile, now I'm in Kansas City in a hotel room yelling into a microphone. I'm sure the neighbors right next to me really love this. Anyway, welcome. How we doing?
Good. The
We're
Oscars
doing
they
great.
happened. We are
The,
back.
Os- the
It's a
Oscars
good
happened.
good day to praise poor things. Great day to shit on Netflix. Let's go.
That is what you said in the group chat. Is like, more importantly, I want to shit on Netflix.
We're gonna take a shit on Netflix's grave, and I'm for it.
Let's do it.
So what Oscars was this? Does anyone 96? The 96 Academy Awards came and went without really any controversy. I guess the biggest controversy of the night was Best Actress, and really people were like, "Okay, cool, whatever." Like it was just like,
Yeah, people are like, yeah, I get it.
yeah, like okay, fine. But the 96 Academy Awards came and went. Let's start here. Overall, well, we'll start with this. The most watched Oscars in 4 years. Are we back, or have we never been more back? Are we in the process of being back? What happened?
That's
We've never
pretty
been
impressive.
more back. We've never
Yeah.
been more back. I
I
can't
gotta say that we're back.
like even we talked about this last time. This is a strong group of Best Picture nominees, and then obviously we got a great show. We got at least two great musical performances, or three. I got three. The Kills of the Flower Moon song was dope.
Sick.
The other two, the
Very
two
cool.
Barbie songs were dope. The other two I don't even remember. The Hot Cheeto song and what was the other one?
It felt like they cut the Hot Cheeto song in half. They're like, you got 2 minutes.
I don't know what the Hot Cheetos song sounded like. I've never heard it before. I've never seen the movie before. Fuck it. But yeah, it was a really strong show. Jimmy Kimmel, I feel like he did what like they expect award show hosts to do, where he made like little puns and shit, and everyone was just kind of like, huh,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. Like it wasn't like Joe Coy, obviously, and it wasn't Ricky Gervais being like, oh, the awards suck. I don't know why anyone does this. Everyone is an asshole. No, he like told us little cute jokes about the movies, and we kept it moving. I dug it.
The thing about Jimmy Kimmel, I think Jimmy Kimmel's a really good host because he's exactly what you kind of want for the like, just like make some jokes, give a little barbs at some people. You're all friends with these people anyway. Like Jimmy Kimmel, like, you know, some people really hate him, but like he's actually pretty beloved in those Hollywood circles for being just normal guy. Don't look up his past YouTube videos, but like it, like he's pretty beloved in those circles, and he's just like he makes fun of Robert Downey Jr.'s coke habit, and then we keep it moving. Like it just is what it is. Tej, what did you think about Kimmel?
Even when there were jokes that might have been offensive to whoever he's making the joke about, it was like, yeah, but it's Jimmy Kimmel, and like it's like in the Jimmy Kimmel style. It's like so safe. I thought he did a good job. Like it was snappy. He was never on stage for too long. He never like made it about himself. It was funny enough. I thought he was good, but he's done it so many times before. It's like I knew what to expect when I heard that Jimmy Kimmel was going to be the host. I knew exactly what to expect, and he delivered that.
No, it's like an opening. Like if you ever watched a Jimmy Kimmel opening set for his late night television show, it's that, but longer. And he makes fun of movies. Movies are too long, you know, and it just that's the bit. And I think like that actually works. Like people decry like Dex, for example, will be like, we don't need an Oscars host, which take it or leave it. I kind of think you need somebody to like, let's keep it moving along. You know what I mean? Go out there, make a quip about the dog and Anatomy of a Fall, and then like, you know, keep it moving. But also he has a little reverence for Hollywood being like, y'all are all hot and beautiful and thank you for being here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like I enjoy that. We know they're all hot.
Yeah.
And
It
it's
feels
just
like he gets it.
yeah.
I
So
felt like
I think
The
it's
strike thing felt right. Like, you know,
yeah, that was awesome. I like that.
somebody could have flubbed that really badly, but like it felt like it did it right, and he gets it.
Ricky Gervais, for example,
Good on
would
him.
have done that horribly and offended both the people who were striking and the major studios. Somehow, everybody would have walked away offended if you have the wrong
Yeah.
hosts. But Kimmel is, he's deft at it, and he, like making fun of Robert Downey Jr.'s drug habit could just be something that goes wrong in the wrong hands, and also is not something that we really, really need to do like on any given night. But because it's Kimmel, that kind of stuff flies. But I think I'm over the Robert Downey Jr. drug habit jokes, although he made a joke at his own expense, but that just
He
reads
pointed at his
differently than when
nose.
someone
Like,
else's. Yeah, like at first I couldn't tell whether he was in on the bit or whether he was actually offended, but it was clear he was in on the bit. So like everything was fine.
right. No, I think it's fine. I think some of these things, like you got to get the right host, which we'll talk about John Mulaney, I'm sure, but like, or I'll talk about it now. They're just grooming John Mulaney to be the next host.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm
You know
just
what?
out.
I like it.
I'm out.
I love
thought this
Mulaney.
segment. I thought that little segment was good, but do I want him to be the host? I don't know. I don't know if that. I like the Field of Dreams little segment. I thought that was cool, but I don't know if John Mulaney. Maybe it's because I'm not familiar enough with his comedy, but he doesn't strike me as somebody who I feel like is going to just be like an amazing Oscars host. I'm gonna withhold my approval on that. I don't know yet.
I'm willing to hear some other options. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, me too. Let's open it up just a tad bit. Like let's hear a couple other names at least.
I've been listening to Mulaney and watching Mulaney for a long time, and kind of grew up with him as like the millennial comedian, I think, or millennial white comedian rather. But like his latest special about where he like really just goes in deep about his coke habit was some of the best like stand up that I think I've seen in a really long time. It's hard to get me to just like laugh on my couch if I'm not actually at the show, but I really enjoyed it. I would like it, and especially if you've gone and seen his hosting abilities at the Independent Spirit Awards, where I think he's pretty good. Him and Nick Kroll, it was a two-hander, but like I digress. I think I'd like to see it, but anyway, let's get into the awards.
We moved a little further away from my dreams of Drewski hosting the Oscars, but
can I just say I wanted to slander the Hot Cheeto song when Dex mentioned it, but then I saw the woman who performed the Hot Cheeto song, which I didn't know who.
Shout out to Becky G.
Like. And let's just say I think that the Hot Cheeto song was robbed. I'm just
great.
Say that. Yeah. I'm just gonna say that.
She didn't write it. She wasn't nominated.
Hey,
yeah,
listen,
when they should have announced
woman.
They should have announced Becky G as the nominee for that instead of Diane Warren, and I feel like everyone would have been more on board. Like, had we known that Becky G did that.
I am Becky G Hive. I don't know much about Becky G, but I am. If she's got one fan, it is me. If she has 10 fans, it is me and my 9 friends. I like Becky G. Shouts to her.
I'll say this: like they put that movie on Hulu, the Hot Cheetos movie, Flamin' Hot. Should call it by its proper name, and that fake story that they put on Hulu, but you would think that would get a lot of eyes, and I think that it did a little bit, but it did not reach the very casual moviegoer because my wife looked at it and she goes, "What the hell is this?"
Why would we think that would reach a lot?
And she's like, "I said it's the Flamin' Hot movie Cheetos? From." Well, no, it's just on Hulu, and like. I don't know, like people watch shit, just turn shit on. It was on the front page of Hulu for forever. And I think that like my wife just said, I said, it's from the Flamin' Hot movie. She said, you mean like Cheetos? And I said, yes,
exactly.
And she said, like no, she said like the janitor that made them. And I was like, yeah, she said, they made a movie about that? And I was like, yeah. She's like, why is Eva Longoria on camera? I was like, she directed it. She directed it? It was just this whole bit of going like down the line of like, yes, this movie exists.
Well, you're not like really in the weeds on this stuff like we are. Yeah, the Flamin' Hot Cheetos movie sounds even dumber than it does to us. Because it already sounds dumb to us. But like as a regular person, I can see why that would, or like the Blackberry movie or the Michael Jordan sneaker movies.
Or like Naiad. I don't know the premise of Naiad, but I know that it's stupid.
It's not real.
Exist.
Doesn't exist. It's the two popes.
Look, man, all I'm saying is, and we can get into the awards in whatever order you want. All I'm saying is the Oscars forever has shown clips of all of the acting nominees. The one year that they decide not to do that is the year the Naiad's nominated, because there are no clips of that movie because it doesn't exist. It's not real. It's fake.
That's a really good point, Dex. But you just blew my mind there, because that is true. I have never seen a clip of Naiad, and so it doesn't exist.
And you never
I've
will.
never even seen it on the front page of Netflix. Like, it's Netflix.
If you click on Naiad,
on there.
If you click on Naiad, it subscribes you to the next Smashdown or SmackDown or whatever.
Subscribes you
it's
to the
like,
next
did
season
you
of Love Is
mean
Blind.
Breakpoint or whatever? Did you mean Outer Banks?
Yeah. Did you mean Sense8, the show that we canceled like 10 seasons ago? Anyway, the Academy Awards. Do we want to? This goes down the line. Do we want to start with the acting stuff, or do we want to go to like below the line and work our way up?
Why don't we group it by film so that we could talk about Oppenheimer first? Because Oppenheimer is obviously the big winner here. They got what, 7 Oscars? Oppenheimer got
7 Oscars, 11 nominations. Yeah,
that's so many Oscars, bro. 7 is such a large number.
I will say this: Oppenheimer, obviously, like the actual big winner of the night, but to me, and we'll talk about them, I think, in tandem a little bit. Poor Things was sneaky the big winner of the night.
Oh, I agree with that.
I didn't realize how much they love Poor Things until you get like halfway into the night and you're like, damn, they really like that movie.
Yeah, they really like Poor Things.
They came away at one point with like 3 awards in a row, and I was like, oh, are they going to win this damn award show? Like, they won 4 Oscars, costume design, set design, and Best Actress, and what else did they win? Makeup. So they won all those below the line awards, and then Emma Stone, who I want to save for later, came away with Best Actress.
They really encroached on Barbie's territory with the costuming and makeup.
That's a good point.
They really encroached on it, bro. And
ran in your trap.
Dex, make your finish your point, Tej, and then Dex, I want you to make your Barbie point that you were going to make.
I'm done. Dex could go.
Make your Barbie point.
Just insane to me that the Oscars was like, we know we need Barbie. Like, we know Barbie has to carry us to glory. We're going to open the show with the orchestra playing Barbie. We're going to close the show with the orchestra playing Barbie again. We're going to reference Barbie at every possible monologue.
I'm a Barbie girl played by the orchestra, which isn't even in that fucking movie.
It's not even in the movie.
Ryan Gosling's going to be our big, like, show-stopping performance. We're going to make sure he starts in the crowd. We're going to put the lyrics on the screen in the auditorium for the audience to sing along. Like, they were like, this is going to be Barbie, Barbie, Barbie all the way through. We're going to have John Cena walk out here naked. We're going to just do everything we can possibly think of to tie in Barbie at every point. They gave it 1 award. Not even an award that matters. They gave it Best Original Song, and not even to the song that everyone was excited about. They gave it to the Billie Eilish Whisper song, which, I like Billie Eilish. Billie
Eilish Whisper song.
She has a lot of good music. She went up there and she stood next to her brother playing the piano, and she whispered. And
I told you that was going to happen in the group chat.
And then they were like, let's have Ryan Gosling put on this show-stopping musical number that's going to go super viral. Everyone's going to love it, and we're just not going to acknowledge it in any other way. No award for it, nothing. Like, what are we doing?
Billie Eilish. I don't know any of her music, or I don't know very much.
I'm not out on Billie Eilish, but like the song that everybody loved wasn't that song. The song in the film community that everybody loved. My wife was like, "No, the Billie Eilish song is actually better," and I was like, I don't know. I kind of like the Dua Lipa song even more than that.
I like the Dua Lipa song even better. And they kept playing the Dua Lipa song.
There were 2 songs that moved me in the theater this year. 2 songs. It was Peaches, which was not nominated. That's a travesty. And I just
stop. You gotta stop with the Peaches.
No, they did not award either of these songs. And I'm blaming Billie Eilish for that. Now she is my enemy. And I'm sorry, Billie, but this is your fault. I'm blaming you for this.
Billie Eilish has reached that point for me where it's like watching Patrick Mahomes win the Super Bowl. I'm like, you have enough. Like, we're good, man. like,
We get it. We get your greatness. We got it.
Like, let's wrap it up, man. Like, we got other shit we want to see, man. Can we get a Josh Allen every now and again in the Super Bowl? Like, can we?
I saw
someone
someone
else have a turn?
she swept the big 3 movie awards twice now. Twice that she's made a song that has won best song at all 3 major movie awards. She's done it twice. She's like 20 years old. What the fuck is going on? How does that happen?
Well, it's kind of a cheat code when you start with a James Bond song. Like,
that's true.
Historically, like, that just happens. Like, Sam Smith won for James Bond, and that song is like not good. And
why can't we just call Adele when we want to call Billie Eilish? Is Adele busy? What? Why couldn't Adele have made every song that Billie Eilish has made for these films? Why not call Adele first?
She did the same thing. She sang Skyfall, won an Academy Award, and was like, I'm good.
Song,
yeah.
Which was great.
Skyfall is good.
Yeah. That song's great.
No Time to Die is good. And What Was I Made For is also good. But it ain't, I'm just kidding. Like, that's my thing.
Yeah, it's very like normal bro thing for us to be like, give Ryan Gosling the award.
Why are we not celebrating Man and Barbie?
So yes, you were right that Barbie was used for ratings bait a little bit in this. And to that I say, chalk it up to the game, fellas. You know what I mean?
They did Barbie nasty. I don't like that.
Smart
I don't like it, but I'm just saying the game is the game.
True.
So back to my point is like Poor Things. I thought for a second was like, oh shit, like is Oppenheimer gonna like flub this somehow? Did people not like Oppenheimer as much as I thought? No, people fucking loved Oppenheimer. Won 7 Oscars. Oppenheimer won 7 Oscars, which is they could have probably won more, but I don't think they were ever going to win Best Adapted Screenplay. They weren't going to win some of these other things. They weren't even nominated for special effects, which we lamented on this podcast several times. But so let's see. They win for Best Achievement Music for a Motion Picture, Best Motion Picture of the Year. Obviously, they win Best Picture. Best Directing, Christopher Nolan. He gets his first Best Directing win. Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role by Cillian Murphy. He gets his first Oscar. Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role, Robert Downey Jr. He gets his first Oscar. Best Achievement in Cinematography and Best Achievement in Film Editing. I just want to know, like, did y'all think at any point during those awards, like, where was the line of demarcation where you're like, all right, this is going to Oppenheimer?
When they won score, that's what I knew.
Best score is when I think everybody knew, but I agree with Dex. Like, best editing, when she was like, I'm not even supposed to be here. Like, you know? So.
Also, yes, seeing just one person walk up there for best editing, I was like, wait, does Christopher Nolan have this one lady locked in the lab? Like,
yes, absolutely.
That's nuts.
This movie is nuts. You mean that woman was hunched over? I told my wife, I was like, essentially, she's just like a computer nerd. I know it goes into more than that. You have to know how film works, but like, essentially, she's just like a computer nerd that's like really good. Like, we found the best computer nerd out here.
Just
editing,
nasty
like,
with it in Premiere Pro.
Yeah, exactly. Like, avid specialist. So yeah, so they win 7 awards. Cillian Murphy, I think he gave an okay speech. He got up there and said, "I'm a proud Irishman." Everybody was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then he said, "To all the peacemakers," which I think was a really good line. But other than that, you know, a lot of people in the speeches in general kind of just thanked their people and kept it moving.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna remember a single one of these speeches other than Emma Stone because her dress broke. But like,
and she was crying.
I'm gonna remember Randolph and Cord Jefferson.
I was gonna say maybe Divine because she cried.
Cord Jefferson gave the speech of the night, I would say. But so Oppenheimer wins 7. Poor Things wins 4.
I was so worried. I said it going in. I was so worried that Poor Things was going to be this year's Tar, where everyone
You
loved
thought
it
it
and
might
thought it
not
was
win
great.
anything.
Yeah, it might not win anything, and then it won 4 Oscars. Let's go. We're out here.
And then Killers of the Flower Moon became Tar.
Killers of the Flower Moon got Tar.
That's insane.
So, Anatomy of a Fall won 1 Oscar. Barbie won 1 Oscar. What do you call it? Teaches Zone of Interest actually won 2 Oscars. Yeah.
2.
Yep.
I was watching with some of the Apollo boys, and they showed the best sound nominees, and they had like the little reels from it, which was cool. I don't think they normally do that for best sound, but in Zone of Interest, it was like the quietest like scene I've ever heard from a best sound nominee. Like there's just nothing happened.
Well, I tell you what it was. It was John Mulaney making a bit about Field of Dreams, and then a Nazi death camp.
Yeah, a silent Nazi death camp, and then it won.
It's like, oh, what a stark.
All of us who hadn't seen the movie, I still haven't seen the movie. We're just like, that was the best sound. That was the best clip you could pull of sound. The best sound winner.
I will give them. That's the one prop I will give them. I agree that they should win best sound. The sound is the most haunting thing I've ever heard in my life, and I really like the little package they showed right before best sound, where they showed basically how they make sounds for movies. I'm just like a big nerd about that stuff. That stuff is so cool to me. And it wasn't like too long or too self-serious. It was like, hey, here's how they put sound in movies. I thought that was very cool. One of a couple of very cool packages that they put together for this year's show. But yeah, I can't hate on them winning best sound. I can hate on them winning anything else and being nominated for anything else, but I cannot hate on them for winning best sound. Because the sound of the movie stuck with me for days and days, and not in a good way, in a very bad way, because it's horrifying. But that means that they did their job.
So I love the writing awards. I always have, because as it's been pointed out to me, and I agree that the writing awards are really like where they put the up and coming films, or like the really like the film knowers films usually for the Oscars. And sometimes they do that with Best Picture, where like, who the fuck saw this movie? But
and sometimes they get it very, very wrong in the writing awards, like when they gave Myrtle Fennell an award for writing Promising Young Woman, which is awful.
They did do that. They normally give like up and coming talented filmmakers this award. And I mean, Justine Triet is not an up and coming filmmaker, but like in the eyes of the Academy, she kind of is. But like, so she wins for Anatomy of a Fall, which I like. People have like gone up and down in that movie. I think we all really liked it on this podcast.
I liked it a lot.
I agree. I love Past Lives. I really wish that they would have given that to Celine Song, but I can't hate on the dialogue in Anatomy of a Fall. Was just like, I was on the edge of my seat with just people talking in a courtroom. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
I agree.
Shout out to the French prosecutor guy. He was cooking.
So Justine Triet, Arthur Harari win for Anatomy of a Fall. But I think the best speech of the night, which I mentioned, came from Cord Jefferson, which I think we all said, or at least I made a stake on this podcast last week, that Cord Jefferson was going to win for his movie American Fiction, and he did. And he gave a great speech. He said movie studios make more mid-budget films, which hell yeah, brother. Do that.
Yeah, turn that shit up.
Yeah. So he kind of called out studio heads for like, hey, not everything's a $200 million movie, and not everything's like a $1,000 movie shot on an iPhone. Like,
he is me for real. He is literally me.
Right.
The fact that every movie costs $200 million is insane. Some of the worst crap you've seen over the last 5 years cost $200 million. We could break that down and make 20 great films that nerds like us will go watch in the theater or stream at our houses. Cord Jefferson was speaking from my own heart, and also his film is fucking phenomenal, and he really deserved the award. So that was a very cool moment.
While giving that's the whole point, is that while giving talented people the opportunity to get their reps in and make like a good film, instead of just giving it away to the highest bidder. I know that's not how directing works, but you get what I'm saying, is that like allowing people to get their reps in that are coming up through college or whatever that have a really good idea, give them the opportunity to expand, and then you go from there. Instead of like you made a really, really low budget indie film. Hi, hello, here's the Marvel movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's like the minor league, like a little bit of like AAA. And I really appreciate that. And I think you should do that. And people still go to see AAA movies all good.
The next Greta, both Gretas, the next Scorsese, the next Nolan, they are out there waiting for an opportunity. And I thought that was a very cool to use his moment to shine light on other people who are just like him, who dream of making a movie or have a good idea or have a good, a screenplay maybe, or maybe just an idea, but really want the chance to try their hand at directing a movie and just could never get the funding. So I thought that was very cool of him to do that. And it was a very, the speech makes him look great. And I'm very glad that he now is going to get more opportunities to make shit because American Fiction, very good. Can't wait to watch it again.
Oscar winner Cord Jefferson. So
yeah, I'm glad American Fiction got something it deserved.
Just going up through the Oscars website, just looking through the best moment of the night besides I'm Just Ken for me, Godzilla -1.
Yeah, that was amazing, man. I love
fucking
those
awesome.
people.
They all had
Godzilla. Walking
Godzilla.
up their little
Godzilla statues. Yeah.
Did you see their shoes like on the red carpet?
They had Godzilla shoes.
They had Godzilla shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
that's
had like little claws on the back of them.
They were amazing. And that movie is just one of the best experiences I had at the movie theater this year.
Agreed.
To be able to make that movie look like that on a limited budget. Again, this is not a $200 million movie. And they were still able to make it look as good or better than any Godzilla movie I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of them. That's just cool as hell. What a cool story. I cannot wait to see what those people have cooking up next. But Godzilla -1 is another movie that I would recommend to literally anyone. It is that grounded. It is that fun. So props to them for getting the Oscar for best visual effects. That was amazing.
I still need to see it, but I gotta say, like, moments like that and wins like that are one of my favorite things because, like, this Oscar shit still means something to people, man. Like,
yeah, it really does. People like to shit on it.
People like to shit on it and be like, oh yeah, like who cares who wins these awards, blah blah blah. Man, these people give a fuck. Like, they were hyped when they got the nomination. They were hyped as hell to be there. Like they
paid their way to get over there more than likely. Like,
yeah, like this Oscar shit means something to people, man, and it's always great to see that. It's not like, oh, this actress has won 3 awards already. Wonder what she's gonna say this time. It's like, nah, man. Some people are dreaming of this their entire lives. Like, ain't no act like you've been there. Like, they might never get back. Like, they are going all in. I love to see shit like that.
Peter Capaldi has a bit. You might not know who that is, but like he was a Doctor Who at one point, and he won an Oscar for a like best short film one time, and he had a bit where he was at the same Oscars as Tom Hanks, yada yada yada. But like he flew coach from England to like get over there to win an Oscar, and then like when he won the Oscar, he went through like coach and was like, "I won an Oscar," and he like gave it to everybody to hold and everything when he went into the airplane. This is like it means something to people, you know what I mean? And that was 30 years ago, but I'm just saying, like, it's still. And I say this every year that we've been doing this podcast, it still gives people avenues to then create more things. And it still allows you to grow your profile and portfolio if you're like not as big. Like I'm now getting commercials for Lily Gladstone for a Hulu thing I would have never known about.
No.
You know what I mean?
And you would have never got those commercials.
No, and probably. I mean, maybe because they're pushing it, but it's like she's allowed to go get that thing. She's Oscar nominated for a Martin Scorsese film, and it's just like now Lily Gladstone, Oscar nominee, is leading this Hulu show. Now I can watch this Hulu. It's like I'm tapping it. You know what I mean?
Talk about Lily.
Let's talk about Bet. We've done it this far. I mean, going down the line a little bit, like. Oppenheimer wins all the awards. We talked about that a little bit. Christopher Nolan gets his award. He just was. The problem is that we've seen all these people get the same speeches for like forever. I want to talk about Robert Downey Jr. here in a little bit, but let's talk about Best Actress because we've been pushing it off for this long. Biggest moment of the night, surprise of the night.
For sure.
Yeah. So Emma Stone wins her second Oscar for Poor Things. She looked like the most terrified person in the world for winning that Oscar. And she's like, oh no. Like he was just gonna
Holy shit, she was so scared. It was, you could tell it was
she's
genuine.
like, I don't want it. Like, give it back. And I think there was talk and the betting lines moved. We're betting on this like it's, fucking the NBA finals, but it's like the betting lines moved really hard in her favor to where she was almost even money by the time that the broadcast aired. I think she was plus 165 by the time it got there, which was actually kind of a good bet. But regardless,
okay, hold on. I don't gamble, so I don't know what this means. I just see these numbers everywhere. Plus 165 means if you bet $100,
you win $165.
You win $165. Okay.
Yes. Right.
Okay. That's close to even money. Like she's not the favorite, but she's a very, very close underdog. That's basically what plus 165 means.
Right.
But so she started back.
She wasn't a pick'em,
Yeah, she's not a pick'em, and she started back to be less of a favorite. But slowly but surely, she got to close to even money because everybody and all the whispers about how much people love Poor Things, but also how much people love Emma Stone and love her performance. Yeah. And as they should, Emma Stone's great. Her performance is phenomenal in the film, and the film doesn't work without her performance. It just doesn't. So, that momentum starts to carry over, and that's how she was able to get the award. And let me just say, before I say anything about whether or not Lily should have won the award, I love Emma Stone. I love Yorgos. When they get together, you will see me on the front row on the first night every time. The Favorite is one of my favorite movies ever. I really enjoyed Poor Things, not as much as I love The Favorite, but really enjoyed it. And I think her performance is just great, and I think that she's amazing, just generally. I was sad to see Lily not win this award. And I'm not going to say that Emma Stone did not deserve the award because we said in our preview episode, this is a very stacked category, except for Nyad, which I've never heard of that or seen that.
Yeah, this Nyad, not a real movie. Everything else.
This is a very stacked category, and someone had to win, and unfortunately, 3 other deserving people had to lose. And I love Jodie Foster, by the way. That Nyad doesn't exist, but fuck yeah, I love Jodie Foster. Let's include her. But somebody had to lose. So, Emma Stone was obviously either completely shocked or mortified or something was going on with her speech. She really didn't expect to win, and not in that fake way that Miley Cyrus and Billie Eilish do when they win a fucking game.
Oh, no.
God, I can't believe this. Oh, my God. Billie Eilish, you knew you were going to fucking win. You
won every award going up to this show.
Like every award you've ever been up for, you've won, Billy. Give us a break. Anyway, she was obviously very flushed and very nervous. And so I'm not saying this in any way to be rude to Emma Stone. She was floored by Lily's performance, just like I was. I thought Lily had the best performance, but they were very close because these are 2 stacked performances. So I'm not going to say anybody was robbed, but I was sad to see that Lily didn't win. I was sad about that.
Yeah, this is not like Macklemore, Kendrick Lamar. This is definitely way more reasonable than that. Emma Stone had an incredible performance. I'm glad that she won. I love Poor Things. I haven't stopped thinking about it since the day I saw it. Lily Gladstone is incredible in Killers of the Flower Moon. Killers of the Flower Moon is a great movie. Deserved to win something tonight. I'm not sure what I would go back and give it.
Thank you for saying that.
Deserved to win something. But to me, like the Emma Stone performance is just it's just everything to me. It's funny. It's like heartwarming. It's heartbreaking at points. And that's just something that's the baby's brain in a adult woman's body. Very, very hard to pull off. Like when they first announced that she was working on a movie with Yorgos Lanthimos, and that was the synopsis of it, I was like, I don't know how the fuck this is gonna work. Yorgos Lanthimos is gonna make it weird as hell, but I'll be there. I'm excited. I'm intrigued, and she didn't disappoint. She exceeded my expectations. Actually, it's awesome. They asked her to do a lot in that movie, and I'm glad she got rewarded for it.
Yorgos Lanthimos is gonna make it weird as hell, but I'm gonna be there. Needs to be on a T-shirt.
He needs to make that his merch.
Yeah,
brother.
I don't know. we've said it on this podcast 1,000 times, and I texted it to you, Dex, as soon as I watched the movie because you said it to me too. I just had to reciprocate. Hate it had to be you.
Hate it had to be
like,
you.
as soon as I got out of Poor Things, I'm like, oh shit. Like, oh no. Like, oh no. I was like, damn it. That was great, and I loved Poor Things, and I don't know what swung a different way other than I was thinking this today as I was thinking about how we were going to talk about this award, and it's really hard to knock out the champ. It's really hard to win the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Emma Stone kind of has the belt. You know what I mean? And in this weight class, Emma Stone is the reigning champ. And I think that when it comes to campaigning and being out there and being the front face, like, it was an uphill battle for Lily, and I'm sad it had to be her. It sucks that this is like the 95th white woman to win this award in like 96 years, or 94th to win it in like 96 years. That blows, especially when you had someone equal to or even more deserving, depending on how your mileage may vary on her performance, of her. But I'm saying that, like, what we know about the Oscars, it is really, if you come for the champ, you best not miss. And I'm not saying she missed, but like, it went to the count, and you can't let it go to the count. You can't let it go to the scorecard.
You can't beat the champ by decision. You can't.
No. And we saw this last year. Michelle Yeoh pulled it off because everyone loved Everything Everywhere All at Once that goddamn much that they were like, you know what? We love Cate Blanchett. She's won 2 Oscars already, but we got to give it to Michelle Yeoh because like she came in here and she kicked ass literally, and also we love Everything Everywhere All at Once that much. The fact that Killers of the Flower Moon just clearly wasn't that beloved.
It wasn't in the zeitgeist at all. Yeah,
it just wasn't. Yeah, like Lily Gladstone just didn't have it. She was the only thing going for that movie, and it just wasn't enough. There's got to be something else.
I think I like the comparison to last year because I feel like in both circumstances, the more zany, accessible movie won. And that's to say nothing about the quality of the movies, because I love all 4 of the movies that we're talking about. We're talking about Tar, we're talking about Everything Everywhere All at Once, we're talking about Poor Things, and we're talking about Killers of the Flower Moon. I love all 4 of those movies. But in terms of accessibility, it's easier for the average person, the average white person, to walk into a movie theater and really identify with Bella Baxter. It's extremely easy versus Lily Gladstone's performance is just so different. And it's just so, like, she literally spends half of her performance like on her deathbed. Like, it's not the one that's going to make you come out and feel the most warm and fuzzy. Whereas when you see Yeoh in her performance, if you don't walk out of that theater with the biggest smile on your face, you have no heart. Like, it's that heartwarming to see Yeoh put on that performance that she got to put on that movie. And so I think obviously we could always bring race into it, but I think it's more about what it means to walk out of a Yorgos movie versus a Scorsese movie, especially when the Scorsese movie is going to make you, as the average white voter, feel like fucking shit because it's a very tough hang. It's an extremely tough hang.
Hey, you're the bad guys, remember? Like, oh no.
Hey, it's me, Martin Scorsese, to tell you, you're the bad guy.
Oh, shit, I didn't think about that. No, I will say, though, that also that the Academy is now way more international because they brought like more international voting bodies into this for good reason. Like it was just like an American film centric award show, and it still mostly is. But like they brought more international voting. Yorgos has sway over there. Emma Stone won the BAFTA. She's not British, and like and so it fuels a little bit like that. Kind of played into this. Also, I'm not saying there's any trickery afoot, but Emma Stone was out campaigning early for this movie because she was like a producer or something and was able to go campaign regardless of the strikes that were going on. And it's not to say that Lily Gladstone wasn't campaigning, wasn't doing the thing. Emma Stone, Oscar winner, one of the biggest draws in Hollywood.
Yeah, she's a movie
It
star.
is what it is. It
Yeah.
sucks, but it is like I don't know. I just shrug. I
Emma
don't know.
Stone is a movie star, and she's the star of the movie for which she was nominated. And Lily Gladstone, performance-wise, she's going neck for neck with Emma, but on the campaign trail, she's not a movie star, and she's not the star of her movie. So it's just different. It's just different. And when you have two performances that are that close in quality, those other things are going to have some sway in who wins. And that's what we saw. We just saw Emma Stone's a bigger movie star and ran a better Oscar campaign, and she beat Lily. And that's what happened. And it sucks depending on how you come out. But also Emma Stone's fucking awesome. So I couldn't be very sad, even though I was kind of sad, because Emma Stone rocks, and she was legitimately horrified that she won.
Oh, no.
And I gotta say, man, Emma Stone, like, we've all known that Emma Stone is her for forever. Like, you know, when she was younger, she was 25 under 25, and then she turned 30. She was all the 30 under 30s, and now she's on all the 40 under 40s. Like, everyone's seen it with Emma Stone from the beginning, but now her having a second Oscar, I feel like it really just separates her from her peers. It's like,
I agree with
don't,
that.
It's
don't talk to
unbelievable.
me
Like
about no Jennifer Lawrence. Don't talk to me about no Brie Larson. Like, there's levels
Don't
to
talk
this
to me
shit.
about those women, no matter what.
It's like her only peer is Margot Robbie, but that's because Margot Robbie now like produces like hit fucking films.
Yeah.
So
because Margot Robbie is like the prettiest person on planet Earth, but
Florence Pugh will have her time. She will get her second Oscar.
Florence Pugh will have her moment.
Conversations.
I will come on here talking so much shit when Florence Pugh wins that first and that second Oscar.
For Dune Messiah, we will.
When I come in here and cut a promo on Haley Steinfeld and all the other girls in Florence Pugh's age range.
What? Oh, okay. No, I think it is interesting now because then we can have the conversation that like now Emma Stone is the first like millennial great actress that's like in the pantheon sort of thing. And she's the first one that was born I think she's in the 80s, born in the 80s, but like, or how old is she?
35.
She's born in, okay.
34?
Let's see. Live Googling on the podcast. 88. So like, yeah, she's the first like millennial great actress, I think, that we can sort of put. And if I'm missing somebody, get in the chat and let me know. But I think
she's gonna win more. She's gonna keep working with Yorgos.
I mean,
she's gonna be in Yorgos' next movie. Like they already we're running the score up. We're talking about the Warriors dynasty over here. Like we're just gonna keep running the score up, and we're just gonna keep getting nominated for stuff. And that's amazing. I mean, she's smart to say, I'm gonna keep calling Yorgos, and one of my favorite actresses it loves working with one of my favorite directors, and I just feel like I win every time. I have won, and I like that. I need more of that.
One of the guys yesterday who I was watching the Oscars with, one of the Apollo guys, he was like, yeah, now that Emma Stone has this one, there's no reason she can't like go on a run here of at least nominations, and eventually catch Meryl Streep. And I was like, there's no way. No one's catching Meryl Streep ever.
Nobody's catching Meryl. Nobody's doing that.
But Emma Stone, what is this, 4 nominations now? Like, she can start running them up. Now that she's got 2 wins, I feel like if she wants to just keep doing this, she can.
Not to mention, when she's working with Yorgos, at least, she's literally a producer as well, which means she's going to get more Oscars when those films win other awards that are not acting awards. Guess who gets those trophies as well? The producers. She's literally running the score up over there, and I respect it. I respect it.
2-time Oscar winner, 5-time nominee, but she got a nomination. 4-time acting nominee. She got a nomination, right, Teach, for Best Motion Picture of the Year for Poor Things. So, we're
in the Emma Stone era. Buckle up, folks. We're here.
Right. It may be a thing that like we get down to it and then people get like voting fatigue for or whatever. It really is hard to get that third one, Frances McDormand, Meryl Streep sort of thing. Like it's hard to get that third one, but they do come in bunches. Or they come way later in life. So you get like a couple and then it's like way later you get another one. And so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, will they now start, if she's nominated, start doing like they've done with Meryl Streep, where it's like, you got it, so.
Or they might hit her with the Kate Blanchett, like, you have enough.
Right. It's really hard to keep it moving. Very few people have 3 or 4 acting. No, you're in like rarefied air. You're in rarefied air with 2, actually. But yeah, so she wins. I did want to talk about because to go from that heated discussion, not heated, but like informed discussion, to being like, hey, by the way, Boy and the Heron won.
Boo! Boo! I've never seen that film, so take my booing with a grain of salt. But Spider-Verse was robbed, and I will not stand silent. Spider-Verse was the best movie of the year last year. It didn't win anything. I am tired. I am fed up. This is an injustice. Spider-Verse moved the needle. It changed America, and it was not rewarded, and I don't appreciate that. And the international people that came into the voting body, like we said, made not 1 but 2 errors last night, and I will not let them go without being accountable. 1, they let the Boy and the Heroine win. I know it's not heroin, but that's what it sounds
Heroin,
like.
Boy and the Heroine.
Boy and the Heroine win. And 2, they gave Best International Film to The Zone of Fucking Interest. That movie stinks. Society of the Snow was right there. That's real cinema. So we've already got on a bad foot with me and the international voters, and I don't want to be that guy, but I'm not liking the new influx of the international voters because of these 2 aspects specifically.
Wow, Republican Tej, keep them over there, you said.
Borders.
Build a wall around the Oscars. I am tired. Justice for Spider-Verse.
They're taking our jobs. All these British people have our jobs.
First, they came for Best Animated Feature, and I said nothing because I wasn't nominated.
Unreal. Republican Tej. We get them once a blue moon. I love it.
Maybe the Boy and the Heron is a great movie. I will never know.
I gotta tell you, it's not.
It's not. But props to Florence Pugh for the win. Props to her.
Shout out to Florence Pugh. Shout out to Robert Pattinson. Appreciate your work.
We'll say Miyazaki could not be bothered to get on a plane and be there.
Couldn't even be at the fucking award show. How dare you? The Spider-Verse cast and the whole crew would have been up there, bro. They all would have been up there.
Had Shameik Moore tweeting through it, dog. That shit was crazy.
Do you know how amazing Spider-Verse is that we ignore how trash of a tweeter and person Shameik Moore appears to be just because we love these films so much? That guy stinks. He absolutely stinks,
for the
bro.
first. They won for the first movie, didn't they?
Yeah, they won.
They did.
Okay, they're gonna win for the next movie too. We don't have to give them 3 awards, but over The Boy and the Heron, they should have won for sure.
But I will say, like, I don't know. That Tej, you're right. That may have been like, I don't know if I put it in my top, but it may have been like the best movie that I saw last year.
So good.
I think I had a top 5. It was a banger.
So best Dex, did you like the one that won best short film?
Yeah, it was cool.
Henry Sugar. Also, Wes Anderson couldn't give a fuck. He couldn't give a fuck to be there.
Yeah, Wes Anderson was like,
wasn't that his first Oscar?
First Oscar, and he's like, peace, thanks.
He didn't show up.
Yeah, apparently he's like starting a movie in Germany or something. Like
whatever, be there. You can get on a jet tomorrow.
Yeah, Taylor Swift can do it. So can you.
Yeah.
Can I say something that might be controversial?
Please.
When has that ever stopped you?
All the creators out there,
better than anyone I know.
Do the short film Oscars really count? Because if Wes Anderson, who's been making movies for God knows how long, couldn't even fucking be bothered to be there and accept the award, maybe it's because he doesn't view the award with as much prestige as everybody else. I could not believe that he wasn't there. I couldn't believe it.
I'll tell you this much: if I won an Oscar for a short film, it would definitely count. Same. It would be there in the middle of my house.
That
It would
trophy
be
would look
in a-
exactly the same in the middle of my house as every other
Yeah.
Oscar that's ever been created. I agree.
You don't have to know what I
agree.
want it for. You don't have to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my GOAT debate, I will always say that Kobe Bryant is an Oscar winner. So you can't take that from me.
Yeah. Best animated short film.
Yeah, you can't take that from me, Teach. They have to count.
Come on,
Does
LeBron.
LeBron James
Get
have
an
an Oscar? I don't
LeBron,
think so.
please.
Does
He
Michael
deserved
Jordan have
one.
an Oscar? I don't think so.
The Salt in His Shoes animated feature.
Dude, I used to love that fucking book.
I loved it too. I bought it for my nephew. It's awesome. Starting the GOAT debates early. Cinematography, I really talk about this one. Hoyte van Hoytema has now won 2 Oscars, which is crazy that like Nolan took the best cinematographer of all time, Roger Deakins, and was like, okay, thanks, bye, and gave it to Hoyte van Hoytema and was like, here, go. And he's won 2 Oscars.
Yeah, he was like, Roger Deakins, you're cooked. You're done. You're finished. Just go find a
By
new
the
guy.
way, not cooked or done. Very good still. But yeah, I think Hoyte van Hoytema is really, really. Actually, he hadn't won 2 Oscars. He been nominated for 2, but he won.
Oh
this
yeah,
is his first
this is
Oscar.
first.
Yeah,
Ludwig's won 2 Oscars.
that is something. That, talk about that really quickly.
It's still insane to me. It was insane to me when he won for Black Panther, and it's insane now that he went from being Childish Gambino's homeboy, making music on Community, to winning 2 fucking Oscars, and
Crazy.
and not even Oscars where you're like, oh, that's random. I can't believe they gave that to him. No, like it was very obvious. He was going
Oscars,
to
you're like,
win
oh,
these
he
Oscars.
deserved those. He earned those.
Yeah.
Like, Oscars that you're like, yeah, I don't know how you would give it to anyone else right now. Like that's just an insane career arc, and like that leaves out the part where he like comes here from Sweden, like, and is just hanging out like in Atlanta, like just chilling. Like, you know,
I just find
Shout
it.
out
I
to
found it
Ludwig.
very endearing, and I watched a featurette on this. I think it was like GQ or something when he interviewed him, and he's like, "This allowed me to work with my wife for like a year." So I found that very endearing. I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, big wife guy," you know.
Yeah, he
And-
mentioned that in his speech. He was like, Nolan wanted there to be like a violin or something, and he was like, well, my wife plays the violin, so
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
I am happy for him. I just will say for the record, I thought the best score this year was Killers of the Flower Moon by a large margin. And
That's fair.
It would have been nice to see them get one award. But, I mean, we haven't really talked about it. Nolan having this moment for winning Best Director is huge. He's been making massive movies at the box office and movies that have still never left our lexicon. People still talk about Inception like it is the weirdest and coolest concept they've ever seen in the movie. To this day, people like the actual conversations around Inception more than they like the film Inception, which
People
is
are
absolutely
me.
crazy. People are you,
Yeah.
and let alone Interstellar. Like he's given us so many moments, and whether you love or hate Nolan, seeing him be crowned in this moment was just massive for the industry, massive for him, and him making a movie like Oppenheimer, which is fundamentally different than everything that he's ever made, pretty much, is just amazing to see. And that was a very meaningful moment, and that's what will be, other than I'm Just Ken, which we can talk about. I will remember the fact that we crowned Nolan at this point. We have given him the ultimate prize. Finally, he had never gotten it before. He finally gets it, and that's a big deal. That means a lot. That means something.
Yeah, this is one of those where like I'm trying to think now. There's not a whole lot of like guys and girls left who's like they've never won, and we're waiting on them to get that first one.
Yeah,
Like it was Michelle Yeoh last year, and like glad she got it. Christopher Nolan this year. After this, it's like
Tom Cruise.
and
Tom
then
Cruise.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
We're
you
starting
got
the
it.
campaign. Hell yeah, brother! Top Gun 3 is coming to a theater near you.
we need Tom Cruise to get his first one. And then after that, like the wait list is kind of cleared out, honestly.
Well, as far as like, yeah, I mean, Greta Gerwig is eventually going to get on that list, but it's like, yeah, like older people. Wait, has
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close? I was like, Glenn Close has never won.
Yeah, good.
But yeah,
Oops.
that feels different. Like we're not Like we're not sitting around waiting on Glenn Close.
Nobody
to
was
win an
like, God, I
Oscar.
can't wait for Glenn Close to win, except
Yeah,
for
she hasn't
apparently some
done it
Oscar
yet.
voters.
But like
All the close
we're not.
heads are gonna get mad at us.
Close heads.
No, I think that Nolan winning is really interesting because it is the Academy acknowledging somebody that they actively fucking hated.
Exactly.
And the voting body of the Academy would never acknowledge that. Although everyone that works with Christopher Nolan is like, fuck yeah, like I'm glad I worked with that guy, including Leonardo DiCaprio. Like it's like everyone's is like, yeah, great. I'm glad I worked with him because he makes blockbusters that are different but accessible. Yes,
Still
but
heady.
like, yeah, like he's dealing in a different space, and not to say like he's so like cerebral you can't understand. Not really, but I'm just saying as I've gotten
Except for
older,
Tenet, which people didn't understand. But yes,
people
I
still don't understand Tenet. The
There's
tweet about
nothing to understand.
the tweet about Tenet being like Tenet is the movie that Oscar winners make after they win the Oscar, but
That was
he
so
made
good.
it before in Nolan fashion. He just did it in reverse is actually really funny. But I think that like him winning, although be it he had to win for a biopic character study, is still an acknowledgement of, all right, dude, we get it. Like we get what everybody is like. All the millennials are obsessed with. We get it. We fucking fine. Like everybody was like he was too big to finally ignore, and I actually really appreciate that.
Are you
And he made
saying
a
that The
movie
Dark
that was
Knight
just
is not a biopic?
undeniable. Like
Well,
Oppenheimer's just undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
The Dark Knight is actually about the Bush administration. If you go back and you look at it, but I don't want to like have to. I want to delve down that hole.
What did y'all
People
think
can't
about?
melt half of faces?
Sure.
What did y'all think about? Which is another thing that stuck with me. Nolan in his speech said, "You know, we're 100 years into cinema. Imagine being in year 100 of painting or singing or spoken like music. Like imagine being in
Oh,
year
that's
100.
crazy.
Like we have
Yeah.
so many. We
That
have
was a
so
bar.
many places to go. We are just at the onset, and him being rewarded in this way, and thus the Academy saying you are a major contributor and part of cinema history that's going to go forward and go on and become bigger and better was really cool. Because you never think about it like that. 100 years is such a short amount of time. It's an extremely short amount of time.
It's
but you never think about it like that.
It's a great bar, and I'm glad that they finally acknowledged him. That being said, Christopher Nolan will never win again.
Damn.
He'll never win again. I guarantee you they'll be like, fucking fine. Here's your Oscar. He'll never win again.
When he makes the Donald Trump biopic that's 4 hours long, he's gonna win.
Oh,
that would be the worst movie ever.
That seems like an Adam McKay film. I don't want to buy into that.
He's standing on Adam McKay's block now.
That's the Adam McKay film that we're all going to just despise. It's going to
groan, sigh. Ugh.
He's somehow going to make a film worse than Vice.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But Adam McKay slander will not stand.
Love Adam McKay for his one good movie that he's made.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. He's made other good movies before The Big Short, but I'm talking about dramatic movies. One good movie. So Robert Downey Jr.
What a guy.
What a picture, you know? He wins his first Oscar after being nominated twice for Chaplin and for Tropic Thunder, which is hilarious in retrospect. But anyway.
I love those kind of nominations where you look back and you're like, Melissa McCarthy for Bridesmaids. What?
Yep. Well, we used to be a proper country. We used to acknowledge comedies in this place, but we don't anymore. Anyway, conversation for another time. Regardless, he wins. He gets up there and he has a really like winking, knowing speech. I I thought it was really good. I just want to get your all's take on him winning and what this sort of means in the grand scope of his career.
I think the biggest part of it for me is this. We've seen a man that has been reborn, not just in his personal life, but also in his career. Being a character that's so as iconic as Iron Man and so meaningful, and to be able to come off of that and finally know it's time for me to do something a little bit more weighty and a little bit more serious, and getting the opportunity to play that character in Oppenheimer, what a cool 360 moment in his career. I think his performance in Oppenheimer is great. I think I said on the Oppenheimer episode, I think people were going to nominate this, but I didn't necessarily feel when I was watching the movie, and I watched it 3 times in theaters, I never felt like this is the stuff of Oscar bait. Like this is
right.
This is an Oscar performance, but also having Robert Downey Jr. win an Oscar to me is so cool. So I kind of have that dissonance of every time I watch it, I enjoy his performance, but I don't think like, holy shit, man, this is an Oscar performance. However, it's just cool to be able to say that Robert Downey Jr. won an Oscar and such a great film. And I think it speaks more to how we feel about Robert Downey Jr. the person and how we feel about Oppenheimer more than how we feel about the performance. But that happens every year in a couple of different categories. So it's not like that's a new phenomenon. That's just the way these things go. And I was very happy to see him get that moment.
It was the biggest career Oscar of the night, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Easily. Well, I mean, Christopher Nolan. No, actually, Robert.
Well, Billie Eilish has had quite a career, according to Dex, and they did give her yet another Oscar, so maybe that was the Career Achievement Award as well.
As long as we feel like Christopher Nolan has been around, like Robert Downey Jr. has been there for like 15 more years than that.
That's crazy to even think about.
And
and even longer than that when you go back to his like dad's weird New York films too.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan, I don't know how you were going to give that to anybody else this year. Like I said, Oppenheimer was undeniable, but Robert Downey Jr., the best supporting actor, you could have conceivably, like, if they love Poor Things as much as it seems they did, they could have given Mark Ruffalo that award, and I would have been like, that makes sense.
Yeah, me too. I'd have been fine with that.
Most of the people in that category I actually would have been fine with, to be completely honest with you.
Sterling K. Brown
and Ruffalo's performance is better. I love Ruffalo's performance in Poor Things. I think it's incredible what he's doing in that movie, man.
Best line delivery of the year was
it's hilarious.
Best line delivery of the year, besides all the Ruffalo stuff, was Sterling K. Brown being like, "I'm not flying the fucking plane, monk." Incredible.
Incredible.
Pristine.
I remember who the other 2 nominees were. Oh yeah, De Niro and who was the other one?
Oh, I don't remember.
Well, this is bad.
Sterling K. Brown, De Niro, Ruffalo, Downey Jr., and
oh shit!
It's not another black person. It's a white person.
Shit.
Hold on.
Great radio here.
Ryan Gosling. I don't know how Gosling.
God damn it. Holy shit.
Okay, wow. Let's talk about I'm Just Ken because of that.
Oops.
That was just a long transition to I'm Just Ken.
Yeah. So Robert Downey Jr. wins his career Oscar. We'll talk about Cillian Murphy here in a little bit, but also the biggest moment of the night, bar none. And the thing that sold tickets, put asses in seats, made people tune in, and they waited till the very last fucking moment that they could possibly put that thing in the award show. I'm Just Ken. Fucking ruled, man. It was awesome.
Gosling is special, guys. Gosling has the perfect balance of realizing who he is and what his talents are, but also never taking himself too seriously in public. And that shit really fucking works. It to me, it made no sense that he was feeling like he didn't want to do this, because what a cool fucking moment this was.
What a silly slow play by him to be like, I don't know if I want to do it. Like,
yeah, we all want to see you. You're the star of the fucking show. Starting him sitting right behind.
He was the star of the night. That's unbelievable.
He literally was the star of the night. Having him sitting behind Barbie to start the performance was so good, because immediately she could not keep it together from the beginning. From the beginning, she's laughing her ass off. She cannot keep a straight face, which we've already set the right tone for this ridiculous fucking performance. And he just leans right into it. The energy was high. waiting all night to see that performance was absolutely worth it. And not only was it the biggest moment, we all knew when it was announced that it was going to be the biggest moment, and it still lived up to it. That was fucking fun as shit, and I'm glad that we got to see it.
When we saw the movie, we were like, they're gonna get Ryan Gosling performing at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Like, we were excited about it.
They're gonna do the set piece. They're gonna do it again.
Like, it was awesome. And then I was actually kind of surprised that they got like Simu Liu and like some of the other Kens from the movie actually.
I wasn't
for it.
I wasn't.
I was like, yeah, like I was surprised that they were down for that.
I was like, is that Thrash?
Slash?
Or Slash?
Thrash, same thing.
Same thing.
But yeah, it ruled. And yeah, they went all out with it. It wasn't like they just had him show up and just sit on stage and sing it. Then nah, we're going all in. We're making this a showstopper. Emma Stone in the crowd going crazy, selling it with them. Like, it was awesome. What a moment.
I think it's really interesting because the slow play of I don't know if I want to do this thing that is going to garner this much attention and be the show-stopping performance of the night was silly in retrospect, but also I don't know. I have no idea.
It worked.
It worked. I guess it worked. I guess the build up to it worked. Also, he was wearing pink and looked like Marilyn Monroe. That was awesome. Yeah.
I saw that.
That parallel.
I didn't get the reference in real time, but when I saw the picture of the side by side, it made me laugh even more. Like, it became
incredible,
even more iconic because of that. That's amazing.
It's like watching a dunk contest where they like show you like the slow-mo and you're like, oh,
he put it behind his head. It's like the Gerald Green dunk. He blew out the candle.
I'm very happy that we got the whole Barbie experience. Barbie should have won more. There's always movies that we walk away feeling like were a bigger cultural touch point than what was represented by the amount of Oscars that they won. So it's not a one-for-one thing. And we will never forget the way Barbie made us feel. And we were there. We were in the theaters.
No, I mean,
we were there.
Look, they made $1 billion.
That's true too. That's the reward. That's the award.
The Don Draper. That's what the money's for.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. But like,
they made more money than Oppenheimer, which is
they
insane.
Did. And you know, they all were recognized. People know. I know that like you want to win the awards. They're never going to win the fucking awards. No. They're never going to win the awards.
I thought they were going to win costume for sure.
I thought they could have won costume.
Me too.
Mostly because of the fits that Margot Robbie was getting off on all of the runways for forever. All of the award shows. It's unbelievable. But they ran a great campaign. I just think that like there was never like once Poor Things and all that came out, there was just never an opportunity. Their runway shortened.
Once they nominated America Ferrera, I was like, okay, they're not serious about this. Like,
yeah.
Okay, they're not serious. I get it.
Yeah, they're not. Like, if they nominated America Ferrera but not Margot Robbie, okay, yeah, they're not real. Like, they're not.
Margot has made Barbie, and she made the best movie of last year. Was not nominated for either of them. Justice for Babylon, Justice for Barbie, and
the Babylon. It was fine.
Look, man.
Justice for
once
Babylon.
Margot Robbie finally gets justice, it's gonna hit like crack. Like we've been here.
Is she your next on the She Got Next? Like, is that what she's on there with Tom Cruise? Is that her?
I guess so. Yeah, she would be
it's Margot Robbie, right?
Yeah, it's Tom Cruise. And
well, actually, you know who it is? You know who it is?
Who we got?
It's Bradley Cooper.
Oh fuck God. Yeah,
Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper has been nominated for fucking like 11 Oscars, and he is like sad and dejected at every single one of these poor award shows.
I don't like how they did Bradley Cooper this award season. Bradley Cooper became like the Twitter villain this year. I don't like that.
He did it to himself.
He's just trying to win an Oscar the best way he knows how.
Being public facing, but you can't be too public facing. See Emma Stone.
for being handsome and liking to make movies and trying really hard at it.
He's actually like living life and is like sober and has a daughter and everybody's like, ew, fuck,
Y'all know how I feel about Bradley Cooper, especially as a director. Your time will come, young Cooper. Keep making amazing films. I know that there was somewhat mixed reviews on your latest film. I loved it personally. I was there. It was nominated. That's pretty cool. Your time will come, Bradley Cooper. I don't like how much they showed him tonight. How much they showed him during the broadcast, not winning anything and looking salty about it. But your time is coming, brother, and just stick it out. I'm gonna be there day one for whatever your next film is, and I know it's gonna be great because you're 2 for 2 in my book. So keep it up, bro.
Yeah, and keep doing Abbott Elementary. That was great. Incredible.
I haven't seen that, but I'm definitely gonna be tapped into that episode. I love Abbott Elementary. Love it.
But yeah, Bradley Cooper's on the list. Saoirse Ronan's on the list. I guess you can put Amy Adams on the list. Personally, I don't care.
Can we add Emily Blunt to the list? Because Emily Blunt is great.
Yeah,
but it's like that was like her first nomination.
Well, do you think? Well, it's not going to happen for Fall Guy. I can tell you that right now. But eventually, Emily Blunt is going to be a contender. Her going back and forth with Gosling about Oppenheimer versus Ken was amazing, and Emily Blunt is incredible. I find her to be so good. That's why I don't understand, as much as I love Gosling and Blunt, why the Fall Guy trailer looks like the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. But after that, she will go back to making real cinema.
I will say that it was very interesting because they have a movie about stuntmen. That's the whole movie. Yep. And they got up there and like gave a montage to thank you to the stunt coordinators and stunt people. And then they're like, I think that I text y'all, I was like, that's just because they know that we won a fucking stunt Oscar. And they're like, yes, we did it, but we didn't actually give an award.
This was basically the setup for
movie moment
stunt Oscar, and then we don't give a stunt Oscar. It's a slap in the face. I'm not blaming Emily Blunt or Ryan Gosling, but Oscars, can we fucking please? They literally showed a scene from John Wick 4, the greatest movie of all time.
Right.
John Wick 4 made it to the Oscars.
They heard us screaming about it online and on this podcast. They heard us, and they were like, okay, fucking, I get it.
Give us the Tom Cruise Memorial Stunt Coordination
Award. We need it.
All the Bradley Cooper talk will lead into two conversations. One, Netflix is in the dirt. And two,
it's okay. They got Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. They're fine.
That is true. Oh my God, fuck. And
gross.
And okay, so he's 57. You knock out a 57-year-old, or a 57 knocks you out. So,
He'll be 58 by the time the fight kicks off, which is disgusting.
Very cool and good, Jake. Very awesome. Anyway, 2, Cillian Murphy wins his award. Real quick, Cillian Murphy, just been in every Christopher Nolan film, has been sort of making really cool shit for a very long time. I'm glad he won. He was a force to be reckoned with. Nobody else was going to win that award. I was worried for 2 seconds that Paul Giamatti was going to win that award.
Dude, I would have been so mad. No disrespect to Holdovers. Y'all know my feelings on Holdovers. Think it's a good movie. Think the vibes are terrible. Whatever. But, yeah.
Vibes horrendous.
Vibes are horrendous. If they would have given Paul Giamatti that award,
kids up, bro.
Rioted. I would have rioted.
Those kids up. I appreciated the fact.
Yeah, I like Holdovers, but Cillian Murphy was on screen for 98% of one of the biggest movies of the year. Just fucking
killed it the entire time.
Yeah.
Or is Cillian much more attractive as Oppenheimer as he is as Cillian? He is
no, that's
25% less handsome when he's not Oppenheimer. That is so strange to me.
Cillian doesn't give a shit to be anywhere. That's what I'm saying. Actual Cillian, he's like the most ambivalent Oscar winner of all time. Okay, thanks.
It's just I'm Irish. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah. But sitting on Netflix, let's do that.
Go ahead. Do your Netflix rant. I'm going to step away for 2 seconds, but do it.
Yeah. So Netflix, my mortal enemy, they were nominated for a few Oscars here and there. They had Maestro, you know, in there for a little bit. Naiad,
Society of
Rustin,
the
movies,
Snow.
Society of the Snow, movies that nobody has seen in Naiad and Rustin. Teej, you might have seen Rustin. I didn't, but
I did not. I love Coleman
nobody.
Domingo. Shout out to you, but I did not watch that film.
Coleman Domingo, you dress very well. I'm sure your movie's great, but I'll never watch it. I don't care. Fuck Netflix. You tell me something is
Apparently
a
it's
Netflix
not
original, I'm out. Like I know it's gonna stink for the most part. They won one Oscar the entire night. Do you know what it was, Teach?
No, what was it for?
Live action short. The one you said
Oh my
doesn't
God.
count. That's all
Oh
they
my
got.
God. They went out sad. All that money y'all spent.
Is in the dirt. First of all, Apple TV Plus showed up on the block like 2 years in and immediately won a Best Picture.
Immediately won Best Picture.
Which Netflix has just never done. And probably like at this rate, never will. Like Netflix for years was like, we're going to do everything we can to get an Oscar, get a Best Picture winner. We're going to throw the biggest, best campaigns. We're going to put money behind everything. Roma, it's your time. It's coming. Wasn't your time. Maestro, it's coming. It's your time. It wasn't your time. Fucking Mudbound or Beasts of No Nation or whatever. It's your time. It's not your time.
Hey,
Power of the Dog.
Best director for Power of the Dog.
What a stinker.
But it sticks.
Just absolute ass. No Best Picture winner. The Irishman. It's coming. You got the most nominations. We got this in the bag.
Zero
no
awards.
Oscars. Because they stink. And they're terrible at picking awards vehicles. And I want them to stop. And hopefully, them only winning one fucking Oscar this year for live action short, a category that doesn't even count, will be the thing that they need to go away forever. Stick to making fucking Unicorn Factory or whatever the fuck you're giving actors money to try and direct.
Unicorn Store?
Unicorn Store. Who cares? Not a real movie. Naiad, not a real movie. Maestro, barely a real movie. Fuck them all.
Hey, let's not do that to Maestro. Let's not do that.
Well, look, here's the thing. Netflix, fairly or unfairly, is the face of, which is now dead because people love actually going to movies. People have figured that out post-pandemic, is that if you put a good movie in, if you put a good movie in theaters, people will go and see it. If you build it, they will come. But fairly or unfairly, Netflix became the face of, you don't have to go anywhere to watch the movies. The movies will come to you. And Hollywood fucking hated that.
Yeah, they still do.
And they still do. But they couldn't deny other streamers putting good movies on their shit, i.e. that's why you have a Coda Best Picture Oscar winner. Granted, Apple is just as big, it is bigger than Netflix for like as far as mega corporations go, and they won already. And like Disney keeps getting nominated for movies they put on Hulu, yada yada yada. I just think that like Netflix is in this weird space where it's like, all right, Netflix is cable, and so now we're nominating things that go to cable. And
also,
we don't.
Maestro is a better movie than Coda. I just want to throw that out there.
I mean, but like,
probably
Maestro's better.
Probably, but like, I'm just saying it is fairly or unfairly is the face of, we destroyed this thing.
You are the problem. Like, it feels like Netflix is because like Disney still putting movies in theaters. Like you said, Apple, they kind of put movies in theaters. Like Killers of the Flower Moon was in theaters.
Yeah, sure.
Even Amazon puts their movies in theaters to an extent. Like, you know, the ones I think are good. They're usually wrong, but the ones I think are good, they put in.
I mean, Air was in theaters. Yeah, like
everything else, it feels like it's just not anti-cinema like Netflix is. Like Netflix came in as like the disruptor. Like, we're gonna tear all this shit down. We don't need the OG distributors. We don't need movie theaters. and they were like, "We're gonna prove it by winning an Oscar," and the Oscars were like, "Actually, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do anything but that." And I appreciate that. Fuck Netflix.
If I go out to Netflix right now, are they going to have a big banner celebrating the fact that they have a best animated short winner? Because that's
I'm
rock
going to
bottom.
open Netflix.
Please don't
right
do that,
now
Netflix.
to check.
Please don't do that.
I hope to God they did.
They will have an Oscar nominees tab. I guarantee they will
that's
have.
how they can have as nominees, because they never have an Oscar winners tab unless it's from another studio that is on Netflix, because they don't win Oscars. They just don't. And The Irishman stinks. It's just not good. It just wasn't good.
I just opened Netflix and they have the popular on Netflix as the first little like row, and they have Love is Blind, and then they have Nyad. So I know they fucking lie.
They lying their asses off. Nyad doesn't exist, Netflix. You're not tricking us.
You're not going to
posts never
convince me that
existed.
Nyad is popular on Netflix. No,
It's gonna
way.
get you to buy that Jake Paul fight.
Nobody
You
ever
click on
has
it.
ever seen the Two Popes. No
You
one's
click
ever
on
seen
it, you're
Nyad.
gonna. You click on those movies, you're gonna get a charge on your credit card for the Jake Paul fight. I just guarantee it.
Scrolling down, they haven't mentioned the Oscars yet. They have SAG Award winners and nominees as a category,
Which they broadcast. That's what I'm saying. Like Netflix is cable, right? Like so.
Scrolling down, Golden Globe nominees, still no mention of the Oscars. They're salty.
Unbelievable. So I would be remiss with not mentioning. We mentioned all the asking nomination. We mentioned her briefly, but Divine Joy Randolph wins. She gets up and gives a really good speech, but she's like really emotional and cries. Mentions her publicist, which became a running bit the rest of the night.
It really did.
Much to her chagrin, but it did. And no, I thought she was good. Paul Giamatti cries on her behalf. I thought was touching. But
That was a great moment.
But yeah, so she wins. Anything else that I'm missing? So Oppenheimer wins Best Picture, obviously. Oh, let's talk about this moment. The moment besides I'm Just Ken and Emma Stone winning. Al Pacino, who they got out of bed 2 minutes before before the Oscar ceremony, they woke him up and they're like, "Hey Al," and he's like, "Huh? What?" And they got him up there and they're like, "You got to present at the Oscars." And he said, "Oh, okay." And he got up there and he was like, I see Oppenheimer." And everybody's like, "What?" Like all the people were like, "Is this another Moonlight You Have Won moment?
Yeah.
Is this another Moonlight You Have Won moment?" But they got up there and they won. They did win, but it was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna read the nominations. Oppenheimer won," and you're like, "Oh no!" What is the weirdest moment I've seen in forever?
He was like holding the envelope awkwardly, and it was like I can't tell if he was like reading it all the way or like what was happening. I was like, I don't know if they're gonna do like another little montage of like the nominees or whatever or what. But he was like, "My eyes see Oppenheimer," and that was just it. And they're like looking around like, "That's us? Did we do it? Are we good?" Like,
yeah, did we? He went back to bed. He was like, "I'm just going back to sleep."
I'm done.
But it's like,
you think he watched Oppenheimer? You think he's ever seen it? No way.
Absolutely not. Not all the way through. No way.
Nah, man.
He started it. He didn't finish.
That's a mini series. Oppenheimer is a mini series.
Killers of the Flower Moon. He maybe got 25% through.
Yeah. My friend Bob's in this. Bob. All right.
Past lives, he was locked in though. The first shot of him, he was like, "Yep."
Poor things. I got it.
What do y'all think finished?
He's an 80-year-old with a kid. You know, he's tired.
What do y'all think finished second in the Best Picture voting? I know we don't ever have access to that, but it's probably Poor Things, right? That would be wow. Yorgos, man. Fucking Yorgos.
I'd be interested to see maybe Anatomy of a Fall got some love there too, but and I thought for a minute that was going to win a few more awards, but it is probably Poor Things. If that many awards went to Poor Things, then I
They
think
really liked Poor Things for sure.
yeah. So
I do
probably
wonder where Past Lives kind of shook out. Like, was it like 10 or was it like 5? Like, what are we looking at for Past Lives?
We're
It just
looking at
didn't.
10.
Yeah,
Even though it's incredible, we're looking at 10. Even though it
yeah.
should be below zone of interest, it should be below that. But did y'all have a jump scare when y'all Brent when because they this year a thing I think that I really liked and we didn't talk about this year they had for all the acting categories they had like past winners of the same award come out and basically speak on behalf of all the nominees,
Which I thought they had done before. Had they done
Maybe
that
they
before?
have. I loved it.
Not since I've been
I really
watching.
liked it. But I got a jump scare when Brendan Fraser walked out on that stage because I forgot that Brendan Fraser has literally won an Oscar for being in a fat suit. That's insane.
Hurt my soul, man. That's at least it wasn't Rami Malek, but goddamn, was it close?
I will say to my guy Matthew McConaughey, beautiful human. You got to shave the beard, brother.
Why?
You gotta get rid of it. It's not good.
He looks so creepy.
It's just I love McConaughey. It's patchy all over except for the goatee. You gotta shave it, dude.
Y'all, you have a struggle phase when you're growing a big beard. There is an inherent struggle phase. Let him get through the struggle phase. He will be back to being his very handsome, rugged self. It's happening.
That's 2 months. That's 2 months.
You can't. I feel like you can't have a beard struggle phase when you're like 50. Like you gotta, you gotta like be able to just power through. Like if it ain't there yet, it ain't gonna get there. I have a struggle phase, but I'm like 28. Like, how old is Matthew McConaughey?
50.
Yeah, man, you gotta be able to just power through beard growth at that age.
I want y'all to remember this when he gets the full luxurious beard in his next film, and y'all realize the error of your ways as he changes the beard game forever. I think
he's never had a full luxurious beard. Even that one where he was
what
like,
I'm saying. It's coming.
And that movie will be nominated for best hair and makeup because that shit will be fake as hell.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, he's 55. Stop. I love McConaughey. Stop doing it. Anyway, so that has been the 96 Academy Awards. Anything else that we're missing?
Well, tune in next year for the Dune Awards.
For the Dune, yeah.
The Dune sweep is coming, brothers. That's all I got.
Yeah, the Dune Oscars, the Dune Skers are gonna go crazy. I'm starting the campaign now for Javier Bardem, Best Supporting Actor.
Nice.
I'm starting it now.
Zendaya, we're gonna get you in there.
Although, real quick, Zendaya, good Lord,
what a woman.
Good Lord,
Also, real quick, has it always been Anya Taylor-Joy?
Yeah, what is that? Have we said that wrong this entire time?
I've been saying it wrong the whole time.
Shook. I always thought it was Anya Taylor-Joy.
It's not Anya?
Yeah, they said Anya like twice, and I was like, "What are we doing? What is that?"
No, that's wrong. It's Anya. Nope. Just like however you say Zendaya's name is right.
Yeah, she's gonna be Anya Taylor-Joy to me. I ain't doing that.
Anya?
That don't work.
Anya. Okay.
I ain't doing Anya. I'm sorry.
All right. Whatever floats your boat. That has been the Academy Awards, guys. We did it again. I
4 years of Oscar stock for us.
Yeah, I think so. 4 years. Nobody slapped anybody.
John
Cena was naked.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that bit. That was a great bit.
Great bit. Phenomenal.
John Cena was naked. No, they're really the dog was there. That was a great bit.
That dog is a better actor than Rami Malek, so I'm glad that he got some airtime because he's great. He was great in that movie, objectively great.
If there's two things that you know about the One Take podcast, is that we love Florence Pugh. We fucking hate Rami Malek. That's our brand.
He was perfectly used in Oppenheimer. That's all I'll say.
When he popped up on screen, I was so fucking scared that he was about to drive the train off the cliff. I was so scared. I said, "Oh no, Rami Malek's here. This thing might have the potential to completely crash out in our second act." Now that Rami Malek is here, but he did not do that. Thank God. Thank God.
So I didn't plan on dropping this on you. How do we? It was a good show. How do we improve? Do we give more awards? Do we? What award? Like,
No.
obviously, we want
No.
to say, do we consolidate awards? Like, do we consolidate screenplay and just nominate 10?
No, more
Different-
Oscars is good. We add a stunt category. We add the popular Oscar. No idea what kind of stipulations you would use to put something in popular Oscars. And then we keep everything else the same because I thought it was a very good show. And the pacing of the awards just felt right. Usually I want less musical appearances. This time I felt fine with the musical appearances. Mostly because you're not going to get I'm Just Ken every year. But I was looking forward to that so much that music appearances were good for me because I was like, yes, I want to see I'm Just Ken. Usually I hate the musical appearances.
It felt like they shortened other appearances to give I'm Just Ken like 5 minutes. It really did.
Good.
But
good decision. Let's
Yeah,
have
I
less
want them to bring
Billie
back-
Eilish next year. Less Billie Eilish. Let's not invite her. And then we'll have a better show.
We're good on that. Billie Eilish has enough. She's good. I want them. I don't even remember if like the Oscars used to do this or not, but I know other movie award shows did, where they would just have some stupid stunt that they did like in the beginning to like open the show. Let's do that. It's just like, I don't know, have Tom Cruise just fucking fly in through like the ceiling, parachute in, hand Jimmy Kimmel the mic, start hosting. Let's just get crazy with it.
That would make
weird.
my whole life. That would be the greatest day of my life.
Tom Cruise just lands a helicopter, like or whatever, and then we start the show. Like, just do a silly one.
Yeah, so I agree. Bring in the best stunt coordinator, best stunt performance Oscar. They're bringing in best casting director in a couple years.
Good choice.
That will be
Love
good.
that choice. Love that.
I would like to see a best first performance Oscar. That will be
like
interesting.
A breakthrough actor,
Or-
breakthrough actress.
Best
I like
breakthrough actor or actress performances, and and I think we're good. It's still a long show. It's always going to be a long show. We got to get over that, but is what it is. We end every podcast. Thank you so much for the people that are tuned in. I think a lot of you on Twitter for watching. Go
We
subscribe
love
to
you,
us.
Aaron. I saw you in the comments, Aaron. We love you.
Yeah, we love you, Aaron. It's day one. We ride or die. We really appreciate it. I will say this. Go subscribe to One Take Pod on all of One Take Podcasts. You see it on the screen on all your podcast platforms. Thank you very much. We end every show by telling you what we're watching. Tej is just watching wrestling.
Yes.
Just
Wrestling.
mainlining wrestling on the road to
Wrestling and
WrestleMania.
basketball are the only things that I'm watching. And Love is Blind, obviously. Very excited for the reunion of Love is Blind. It's been an absolute train wreck. Thank you, Netflix, for giving us this trashy TV. And that's your lane. Stop trying to make Oscar films. Thank you.
Dex, what are you watching?
Honestly, I haven't been watching anything on TV or at the movies, really. I've been watching Savannah Bananas baseball. It was an interesting experience. They had their first MLB part game at Minute Maid. I got to go, and it was dope. It was cool. If they come to your city, you should go. It's fun, and it's
Are you
short.
still watching
it's like 2
Shogun?
hours. I haven't started it yet, but I will get there.
Oh,
I am watching Shogun as well.
Me too.
I did watch All of Us Strangers. I'm interested to see what
I
y'all
still
think.
need to watch it. I still need
I'm
to watch
interested
it.
to see what y'all think.
Oh
You
no!
weren't into it?
No. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd.
Okay.
There are some moments that are genuinely like tear jerking, and like I cried at a couple of things, and like I think
Oh, I'm
most
in there.
people will.
You just moved
But-
this up my list. I just need
It
to
is
feel something.
I think it's way different than I think people were anticipating it to be. And you kind of see what's going to happen very early on in the movie, but it is a little bit different than I think that people were anticipating it being. I kind of understand. Granted, I think a lot of the performances were great and probably should have been nominated for things. I understand why it wasn't. And when you watch it, I think you'll get it.
I finally saw The Taste of Things. Don't ask me how I saw it, but I finally saw it. And it is even better than people said. It is great. The Taste of Things is fucking phenomenal. French film about food. I won't say any more than that. It is mind blowing how amazing that film is. I really enjoyed it. That's the only movie I've watched since we last potted, I believe.
Yeah. So that has been what we're watching. This has been a one take podcast. We're under 2 hours, guys. We did it.
We did it.
I just want to end by saying, Dex, did you see Florence Pugh's dress at the Vanity Fair party?
She came on the screen. I grunted. She literally showed up on the TV screen, and I went.
No, I mean, have you seen the one at the Vanity Fair Oscars party?
Yeah, she switched her outfit
on the red. Hold on, let me send it, and I want your live reaction really quickly.
Don't grunt on the pod.
Yeah, don't do that.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
she's just never putting her nipples away again.
No,
they will just always be with us now.
Congratulations to her. Good for her. Good for her dress right there. Congratulations. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can find it online. But that popped up on my Twitter feed. Anyway, that has been a One Take Podcast. You can find us at One Take Podcast on all your podcasting platforms. One Take Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, your preference. Go find us. It's the number One Take Pod on all those platforms. You can follow us at Lord Dex Hinton. You can follow us at Les_Humble Teej. You can follow me at Royden Ogletree. It's all bad sports takes and bad takes in general. So thank you so much for following us. Dex, on top of that, what are we doing? What have we always done?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh. We're coming, baby. That Oscar is going to get here sooner or later. And I will say I told all of you. Well, y'all know. But I'll say it to everyone else that I was on this train early.
You were there early and have never left. She will win an Oscar. But for now,